Hey friends, happy Friday. I think today's one of those days for me where it doesn't really feel like the day that it actually is, but it's Friday. We are going to do today a build your own workout that is focused around an article that's in this edition of the Oklahoma Sport and Fitness magazine. I wrote it for runners and athletes who are feeling discouraged. Hi everybody, hi Nicole, hi Bob, hi Sharon, who are feeling discouraged with races being canceled and basically not really feeling like there's not much to train for at the moment. So the article talks about some different ways to change up your training and change up your focus, and one of those things is strength training. So we will focus on that today. We'll build a workout that is great full body strength training for running specifically. Hi Rinza, and we'll go from there. So we've got a couple different categories of moves. I will pick one example of the move that we'll do, and you are free to pick a different move, so it's kind of customized to what you feel like doing today. We've done one like this a couple Fridays ago, but I think it's fun. I'm so sorry. I hear you, Renza. You're not the only one who has told me that you're so sore from Wednesday, including myself. So that was a doozy. Today will be a little bit less volume and intensity in that way. Okay, I think it's, yes, approved rebellion. Excellent. We will do a warm-up, and I will talk us through what the workout's going to look like. If you've got weights, have them close by. It's they're a great tool to have for building strength. Let's just do a couple bodyweight squats. We'll ease into those sore leg muscles. So we'll do 10, just down and up. Try to go a little bit lower each time as you get more warm. So basically today we've got 7 moves that we're going to do. We'll do 12 to 15 reps of each, because this is targeted to endurance athletes, so that's more of an endurance amount of repetitions. But you can pick 12 or 15. And if you're not an endurance athlete and you're just here to move, you can do 8 or 10 if you want. Take your stance a little bit wider and just start to kind of shift your weight side to side, stretching out the insides of the hips. Again, sinking a little bit lower each time. Down. Hi, Lauren. Saw you sign on here. Ease a little bit lower as those inner thighs loosen up. Let's go one more time to each side. Okay, walk your feet back together. And we'll come down to the top of a push-up position. Take a deep breath in here, and when you exhale, press yourself back to a downward facing dog. Inhale, slide forward to plank, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Do this a few times, inhaling forward, exhaling back. Hold that down dog stretch as long as you like. Feels good to me. Bending the knees as much as you need. Let's go 2 more times, forward and back. Last time. Hold your down dog, and from here, raise up on your tiptoes and walk your way forward to the top of the mat, and very slowly roll up. Big rolling of the shoulders now that we're here. You see, that's right, let's work it out. Okay, so here's how today will go. The 7 moves are in categories, so I'll give kind of a general, for example, a double leg move. Very general, I'll give you a couple ideas. You'll pick the one that you want to do the most today. and you'll do 12 to 15 reps of that for all 2 to 3 rounds. I'm gonna go through 3 times. You can pick 2 or 3 rounds, whatever you have time for. So we've got a double leg move for strength in the legs, which is very important to runners. Could be squats, deadlifts, any kind of swinging motion, bridges on the floor. So be thinking about what double leg move you want to do. I'm going to run through all of them real quick, and then I'll remind you as we go. The next one we'll do is a single leg move for stability and balance, which can be single leg deadlifts, any kind of lunge, step ups if you have a step up box, split squats this way. Okay, so anything that's kind of one side at a time for the legs. That's our second move. Third move is any kind of arm push for upper body strength, which can really come in handy as your legs get fatigued. So pushing would be push-ups. If you'd rather use your weights, you can do a chest press, a tricep press, anything like that. Overhead press, anything that's pressing the weights away from you. The next upper body strength move will be a pull. If you've got a pull-up bar, you can do pull-ups. You can do bicep curls, which is pulling the weight up to you. Rows, pulling the weight up to you, okay? Then we're gonna do some lateral movement. So could be shuffles side to side like this. You could lay on your side and do clamshells. TRX is great for pulling. Yes, Sharon, I wish that there was one here. So the lateral movement would be like skaters, side to side shuffles, side lying leg raises, clamshells, anything for those outer hips. The sixth move is a plyometric move, so anything with a little bit of jumping to help you with speed and explosive power in your runs. And then the last move we'll do is for core stability, things like dead bug, planks, bird dog, Superman, crunches, those types of things. So those are the 7 categories. We'll go through each one together, and then we'll repeat it 2 more times, staying with the same thing, whatever you picked. So again, you don't have to follow what I do, but you're welcome to. And then we'll go from there. We'll take a little rest in between each round. Okay, any quick questions before we get going? I think it'll be kind of fun. It's not a speed thing, and it covers really all aspects of fitness. So I'm excited to do this with you guys, especially since a lot of you are doing your runs. All right, so let's start with our double leg move. I'm gonna do a goblet squat. Again, you can pick squats, deadlifts, any variation of squats that you like. You could do a wall sit until we're done. Pick 12 or 15, and here we go. Swings, bridges. We want both legs to be working at the same time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Good. And if you're really sore and you're wanting to think of ways to not use all the weight, you can always hold just one weight for these moves. Lighter weights or no weights. I think that was 12, not sure. I'm gonna do 15, 14, and 15. Okay, next up is our single leg move. So you could do single leg deadlifts, split squats, the Romanian split squat with the foot up in the back. I'm gonna go for single leg deadlifts. Let's do an even amount on each side. Any kind of lunge, step ups. Here we go. When you're ready. Oh, see, good balance practice. Reach down, press up. 2, 3. Good job. Take your time. 6. Oops. 7, 8. If you're doing single leg deadlifts with me, try to keep your body, your head to that moving toe in a straight line. So we're lifted through the chest. I've got 3 to go, then we'll switch legs. 2 and 3. Whoops. All right, other side. I can't wait to hear what you guys pick. That's one of my favorite things. At the end or on break, you'll have to tell me what moves you pick so I can see. Helps me understand you a little bit better. 4, 5, 6. Good job. 5 to go for me. Your next move, if you're ready for it, is the arm pressing. So again, chest press, push-ups, overhead press, anything where you're pushing the weight away from you. Tricep press would be good for this one, okay? All right, I'm gonna pick push-ups just because they're hard and terrible to me. Do as many as I can on my toes, and then I'll go to my knees when or if I need to. Here we go. 15. Exhale as you press away. If you're doing push-ups, think about bringing your chest and your hips down together, and your head is in that same line as well. One more. All right, our pulling arm move is next. I'm gonna do bent over rows for mine. Remember, you could do bent rows, upright rows, bicep curls, pull-ups, TRX pulls. Lots of choices. Exhale as those weights come towards you. Working on that upper body strength, which comes in handy late in the race. 2, 1, and rest. As your lower body gets tired, you can really get a lot of extra power and effort out of your arms. Okay, our next move is a lateral movement for injury prevention and stability. So I'm gonna come down and do clamshells myself. You could do shuffles. If you have a band and you wanna put it around your ankles, you could do that. Skaters is a great one. Side lying leg raises. So I'm gonna come down for clamshells. This is another one. You could use a band, but it's okay if you don't have one. Bend your knees forward so they're in front of your hips, but your feet are right in line with your hips behind you. And we're just gonna lift and lower. Really trying to squeeze on the side of the hip, that side butt there. 15 times. 4. Good job. Feel it a little bit. Very specific place. Very isolated glute medius movement. 2, 1. Okay, let's get the other side. And come on down. Feet right in line with the hips. Hi, Miley. She's here. Up and down. So knees are definitely in front of you. And then only that top leg is moving. 4. And it's this muscle right here that's lifting that knee up and down. 5 to go. 3, 2, 1. We'll hop back up for our plyometric move, our jumping move, to help with explosiveness and speed. You could do skaters, you can do side-to-side hops, you can do box jumps, broad jumps, squat jumps, burpees, anything that's going to kind of be quick and agility. So I will go for squat jumps. I love box jumps. I would do that one, but it feels like too much hassle to bring it in here. And last time I did those, I almost went through the window. So that's no good. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One more. Okay, our last move is for core, also to help with stability. You lose a lot of time and energy the more that you are twisting when you're running. And so we really want to work on having a strong core to hold you upright and to not lose energy in that rotation. So I'm going to do dead bugs myself, 15 on each side. You can do dead bugs, bicycles, V-ups, plank, Russian twists, lots and lots of core options there. Superman. So dead bug is opposite arm and leg, reaching long while you try to keep your back pressed against the mat the whole time. I don't have a ton of room here to get really long, but this will work. And when you finish this one, you can take a rest or you can hop right back up to the top. That'll be one time through for us. Three more on each side, I believe. Watch for that back to lift up off the ground. If you're doing dead bug, you want to raise your arms and legs back up before that point. And let's start back from the top. So take a quick break. Hi, Sissy. And we'll go back to the double leg move. How is that? That's a great full body workout. Not as intense as doing all legs on one day, like Wednesday, or all arms on Monday. And it's pretty quick. So if I wasn't doing all this talking, you'd be able to zip right through it. So feel free to zip right through and not listen to me or stay with me. So when you're ready, we'll go back to the double leg move. I had squats. I want you to stay with the move that you did so the muscles that we're working continue to get worked through the rest of the sets. But this is a template that you can use, you know, a couple times a week and change the moves up. If you like it and you're looking for a quick full body routine. Chest stays up on these squats. 9, 5, 4, single leg is after this. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, I had single leg deadlifts. Go back to whatever your single leg move was. Working on balance and stability. When you're running, you're only on one foot most of the time. The rest of the time, you're floating through the air. So it's very good to practice single leg, one-sided strength. I've also tripped on the sidewalk or the street many times and caught myself kind of landing forward like this in a single leg deadlift, and I've thought, I'm so glad we do single leg strength. Actually, yesterday on my run, I was running past a place I've fallen on my face before, over by the box yard in Tulsa. That time I did not catch myself. Fell right down. One more on this leg. Okay, let's switch sides. 15 on the other leg. Notice too, differences between your two sides. I'm always noticing it's much easier for me. Standing on my non-dominant leg seems to balance better than my dominant leg. I'm not sure if that's because I'm more comfortable like floating my dominant side off the ground, so my non-dominant leg has an easier time. And then when I'm standing on my right leg, maybe I have less control over my left, and that's why I'm kind of floating all over the place. I don't know. I don't have an explanation, just I've noticed that, not just in myself. We'll call that 9. I get too chatty and I lose track. If you're ready to move on, you've got arm pushes next. 2, 3, whoa. 4, last one, and 5. Okay, come on down. If you're on the ground for your arm move, you might be standing for tricep presses. My triceps are super sore from something. Oh, I've got push-ups, all right? So get to the top part of your move 15 times, or 12. Here we go. If you're doing push-up, keep your head lifted. Try not to lead with your head down. Your chest, your hips, and your head all come down together. Stay on your toes as long as you can. Switch to your knees when you need to so you can still get to the floor. 15. All right, let's hop up. We've got the pull next, arm pulls. So pull-ups, bent rows, bicep curls, upright rows. Here we go, I've got the bend. Squeeze. Good job. Exhale on your way up. Last one. And rest. Lateral movement next. I had clamshells on the ground. You might have done shuffles, sideline leg raises, skaters. Okay, come on down. 15 on each side. Here we go. Good job. 5 to go. Really focus on that muscle group we're trying to target, which is the side of the hip, the accessory glute muscles, which are often neglected with squats and lunges and big leg moves like that. So here we go, up. 2, 3. It's very Jane Fonda, right? There's 10, 5 to go. You've got your plyo move next. 2, 1. All right, stand up, little jumping move. Maybe it was skaters, box jumps, squat jumps, things like that. 15 times, here we go. And then you've got core, and we're done with round 2. 13, 14, 15. Okay, come back down for that last move, your core move. Then we'll take a quick rest before we go to our final round. So let's chat about this workout a little bit more as you do your core stuff. If you're running a lot, this is a great one to do 2 to 3 times a week. And this is actually the formula I use to give to my runners each month. I just change it up about every month so that they have some variety. And if you really stick with it this summer and commit to 2 to 3 times of strength training a week, your fall races, which I'm holding on to hope that those will happen at least on a small local level, you'll feel a difference in those. You should. All right, I've lost track. We'll do 3, 2, last one, and rest. All right, if you've got time, we'll do one more round. If not, see you later. Thanks for joining me. Okay, one more time through. You guys know the order. I'll continue to remind. And we can talk some more about other things you can be doing besides just running with a little bit of extra free time, not a lot of pressure in the summer because there are no races, things like that. It's a great time to explore all the elements of a racing season that you may not have time for otherwise. All right, we're back to the top of our circuit, starting with the double leg move. So I've got squats. 2, 3. I know we're all in the same but different boat as far as the staying at home stuff. But I think a lot of us are maybe having more free time than usual. So it's a good time to look at your schedule and maybe put in or prioritize instead some yoga, some like injury prevention stretching stuff. Rest. You can look at how is your rest and recovery in terms of sleep, things like that. Here we go. Single leg move, 15 on each side. Yoga is a great way to also incorporate some breath work practice for running. Good, 5 to go on this leg for me. Then we've got our pressing arm. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch legs. 15 again, last time on this move. There's that balance on my dominant leg. A little bit worse. If you're doing these single leg deadlifts, keep your chest lifted. Move in a straight line, foot to head. Squeeze the glute at the top. Seven, I think. 8. Good, 5 to go. 2, 3, 4, last one, and 5. Okay, come on down to the ground for your pressing arm. I've got push-ups. Last time here, do your best. Chest press, tricep press, overhead press, all things like that. Use your breath. Exhale when it gets hard. I've got 5 to go. Then we've got pulling. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, stand up. Let's get our pulling move done. We've got 4 left. Pull, sideways movement, plyo movement, and core. Hinge forward, squeeze. Pay attention to your core. Hold it steady to help support you. 5 to go. 4, 3, 2, last one. All right, come on down. If you're doing the sideways movement on the ground, we'll come back down to the ground. If you're standing, go ahead and get it standing. Okay, clamshells. All right, remember, no matter what your move is, really try to target the squeeze on that side butt. It's about rep 8 that you really start to feel it. 5, keep your feet together. 3, 2, and 1. Let's switch sides. Other leg. Here we go. Up. 2, 3, 4. Good job. 8. We're almost there. Just 2 moves left after this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hop up. Got our plyo move next. Jumping. Stick with that same move you've had this whole time. 2, 3, 4, 6, 8. Good. 3 to go. 3, 2, 1. All right. Last move. Core move. Down to the floor. Lots of options. Stick with what you've done. Okay. Dead bugs. Here we go. 15 on each side if it's a double-sided thing. And then you can just rest on your back. We'll do a stretch. Finish it out. I've got 6 to go on each side. Try not to hold your breath. 4, 3, 2, last one. and rest. Just let your feet come to the floor, let your knees knock in, arms are relaxed at your sides. Start to slow your breath down by taking slower exhales. See if you can, when you breathe in, let your belly rise as you fill with air. A lot of times we breathe in and we suck in at the same time, but we really want to expand and make room for that air to come in. So place your hands on your belly. As you breathe in, the hand should lift. And then as you breathe out and that air leaves, that's when the abdominal cavity collapses. So deep breath in, fill up, and exhale. Couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Last one, then we'll do a nice little twisting stretch. Inhale and exhale. Okay, let's take the left leg out straight to the end of the mat. Bring the right leg in to you, a little squeeze. And then when you're ready, take the right knee across your hips over to the left in a nice big twist here. You can let the foot rest down if the knee doesn't quite make it, or you can straighten the leg to get it more in the butt. And then we'll unwind to switch sides. Bring the left knee in for a squeeze. Take the right foot out to the end of the mat. Try to relax through your shoulders and your neck. And then we'll take the knee across your hips to the right side. Nice big twist here. One more deep breath. And when you feel ready to come out, go ahead and roll back to your back. Then you can take a full corpse pose, a full savasana, or you can bring your feet to the floor and let your knees knock in. Just let yourself rest here for as long as you can. And let's think about, for our meditation today, try to focus on something that you can't control, but you've been trying to control. In specific relation to the runner audience here, you maybe have races that you're signed up for that you have no control over being canceled. They've been canceled, you didn't get to run them, or they're upcoming and they may be canceled. Just let go of that. There's nothing you can do about it. But focus instead on the things that you can control, which are continuing to run, trying to enjoy the process, adding in things like strength training, stretching, meditation. You can control all of those things, even if you can't control if you'll have your race or not. And really so much of running and racing is really part of the training cycle. Yes, we celebrate real big at the race, but it's really the journey to get to the race, I think, that we love and crave, and the getting better and the working out challenges and figuring out what's helping us be successful and sharing it with your teammates. Thank you guys for joining me today. We'll be back next week with more workouts. I will see you guys later, and have a great weekend.